What's up, guys? In today's video, we are going to go over term life insurance versus permanent life insurance. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one is right for you. So with that, let's just get right into the video. Okay, before we start talking about term life insurance and permanent life insurance, I just want to go on a little bit of a rant here and explain some of the frustrations I have in the life insurance business. And you've probably come across them yourself. And that is biased camps of advisors. And I like to call them camps of advisors because they seem to congregate together and they have one ideology where they try and fit this one size fits all formula into your life. And so I'm sure you've heard buy term, invest the difference. That's quite a common one. I'm sure you've looked at maybe infinite banking before. That's another one. And this is where I find camps of advisors try and put a one-size-fits-all formula on clients, and it just doesn't work. It plain out doesn't work. This isn't even my opinion. It just doesn't work. So when you start to have the discussion of should I get term insurance or should I get permanent insurance, what I find is you'll find these camps of advisors that try and put you into this one-size-fits-all category, and it just doesn't work. So with that, in this video, I'm gonna actually describe what is term life insurance, what is permanent life insurance, who is it right for. Hopefully by the end, you'll know which one you fit into. So really, the entire purpose of life insurance is liquidity upon death. And whether that death be at a young age or it might be at an older age, that's really all it is, liquidity upon death. You wanna have funds there that are available to your beneficiaries upon death. So this could be for young families that wanna protect their loved ones in case they passed away. This could be for older people that are looking towards estate planning. Maybe they have final taxes that they need taken care of. Maybe they wanna leave something behind for their children or their grandchildren. Maybe they want to leave something behind for charity. The purpose is just liquidity upon death. It's to have liquid cash at death. So the main difference in term life insurance versus permanent life insurance is two things. Number one, the cost. Term life insurance is incredibly inexpensive option. Permanent is much more expensive. The second thing is the length of coverage. Term is really meant to cover you during a specific period in your life, whereas permanent life insurance is meant to cover you during your entire life and cover you at death, whether that be in 10 to 20 years or whether that be in 50 to 60 years. It's really meant to last all the way till the end. So with that, let's get started with term insurance, and then I'll talk about permanent insurance, then I'll give you an example, and hopefully you'll see kind of the numbers and you'll start to see which one you fit into. So term insurance, let's go over term insurance. By the way, if you're looking at term insurance, you can visit affinitylife.ca and you can run quotes instantly without having to put in your email or any crap like that. And you can actually apply 100% online. So I'll put that link in the description below and you can check that out. Okay, so term life insurance is really just a life insurance product that will cover you during a specific period of time. And so you can pick a term that you would like. So there's term 10s, there's term 20s, and that's years, by the way. There's term 30s, there's term to 65, there's even term to 100. So there's lots of different options that are available. This is the most inexpensive option and it's a fixed price. So whatever that amount is, so let's say you pick a term 20. That means that your price will be fixed. It'll be the exact same every single month for 20 years. Now, most term life insurance has these two features called guaranteed renewability and guaranteed convertibility. Now, I said most insurance companies has this because some insurance companies in Canada don't have this, and they're very few and far between, and I don't want to pick on any of them, but there is one major online retailer that doesn't offer these two features. So just make sure you read the contract and make sure that these two features, if they're important to you, they are included. And that's guaranteed renewability and guaranteed convertibility. So what does that mean? Well, guaranteed renewability means that at the end of your term, so let's say you picked a term 20, no matter what happened to your health during those 20 years, if you got cancer, heart attack, stroke, if you started taking up risky activities such as rock climbing, ice climbing, all these other things, then at the end of that term, it doesn't matter. They are guaranteed to renew it for another term. So if it's term 20, it'll be another 20 years, if term 10, another 10 years. It's guaranteed in the contract no matter what happens, they have to renew it at a prescribed rate, okay? The second one is guaranteed convertibility. What does that mean? Well, certain contracts, and most of them in Canada, like I mentioned, will have the feature that, again, no matter what happens to your health, you can guaranteed convert it into a permanent life policy. So maybe right now you decide, I don't think I need a permanent life policy, but maybe 30, 40 years down the road, you decide you do want one, but health issues have arisen, which prevents you from getting a new life insurance contract. Well, if you picked a company that had this feature, you would be able to convert it into a permanent policy. Now, who is term life insurance right for? Term insurance is really right for those younger families. They're budget conscious. They're looking at finding a coverage that will protect them for a specific period of time. Maybe they just had kids, they bought a house, maybe you just started a new job, you have a family now, and you have these financial obligations that you want to cover for a specific period of time. That's really where term insurance, it works best. That's where exactly who it's right for. So if you're in that family, budget conscious, you're looking for an inexpensive option to cover for you 20 to 30 years, maybe you're paying down the mortgage, your children are growing up, that is the perfect product for you. Okay, let's talk about permanent life insurance now. So permanent life insurance, there's two different kinds here in Canada. We have whole life and we have universal life. And I won't talk about the specific products in this video because I've made other videos and I'll put them there. I did one on whole life. I also did one on universal life. So you can watch those videos if you're interested in more. But permanent life insurance, this is really now meant to cover you until death. This is a coverage that's not meant to just be for a small period of time. It's meant that whether I die 10 years from now or 50 years from now, I want to know that this will pay out when I die. So the most common form of permanent life insurance, in my opinion, is whole life, and it's whole life 20 pay. That's very common, meaning that you would pay it for 20 years, and if you passed away during those 20 years, the death benefit would get paid out. However, after those 20 years, you no longer need to pay the premium. So I easily compare this to buying a house. You're paying the mortgage down, and if you did pass away, there would be the benefit there. But after you pay that mortgage off, you're done, you own the house. It's just like this with life insurance as well. Now, who is this right for? This is really right for people looking towards estate planning. Maybe they have final taxes that need to be paid upon their death. Maybe they want to leave something behind to children, grandchildren, a charity. There could be a disabled child that they want to make sure is taken care of if they did pass away, whether that be right away or whether that be 40, 50 years down the road. That's a really important one. By the way, you may have heard about using life insurance as an investment, using permanent life insurance as an investment. I'm not gonna get into that in this video because I made a lengthy video describing exactly how that works, and I'll put it right there. Short answer, it's not right for everyone. It's a very specific type of client that this strategy is suitable for. It really has a lot of strings attached to it, and it's not as simple and clear cut as just buying it and moving on and everything is taken care of. So watch that video if you're interested in that, but it's definitely for a smaller subset of people. Okay, so let's get into a quick example just so you can see some numbers and you can start to kind of understand the price difference between the different products. And you can see that if you buy term insurance meant as a permanent coverage, it's not gonna work out very well. And if you bought permanent to act as a term, it would not work out very well. So I hope you guys can see this. This is my terrible drawing of a little diagram. Now, this is actually what I've used for clients all in the past, and you can easily understand term insurance as a ladder, a step ladder, okay? Now, every time that it jumps up, that designates you renewing your term. So usually what I recommend to clients is that they would pick a term that lasts as long as they need the coverage for. But you're gonna see in this example, if you have to continuously renew it because you wanted permanent coverage, it's not gonna work out. So I have here in this example, a 35-year-old male that needs $500,000 base amount to cover them. In the first 20 years of the policy, this is for a term product, the product is $34.65 a month. First 20 years. That's not bad. That's pretty good. 35 bucks, that's very affordable, okay? In the next 20 years, so if they did renew that product for another 20 years, because let's just say they needed it for whatever reason, and they wanted a longer coverage to last maybe until death, the price would jump up to $478 a month. That's much more expensive than the 35. And then if they needed to renew it for the next 20 years to last for 60 years, the price would jump up to $2,905 a month, every month, which would be insane. It would be like $33,000 a year. Okay, so if they actually paid for that coverage for the 60 years, it would be a total of $760,000. So obviously you can see that's not a really good deal. $500,000 of coverage for $760,000. That doesn't make sense. So term is really right for people that need to cover themselves for a specific period, inexpensive, cheap. Once it's gone, it's gone. Permanent, on the other hand, and that is designated by this line that we're just paying for 20 years and then we're done. In this example, for $500,000 of coverage for a 35-year-old male, we're paying $606 a month, which you're probably thinking, wow, that's quite a bit compared to the $35 a month. Absolutely, that's quite a bit. However, remember, we're only paying this for 20 years. So over 20 years, we're paying $145,440 total. Now you start to think about that. That's actually not that bad of a deal. You give the insurance company $145,000 over 20 years, and whether you die tomorrow or in 30 years, they'll write you a check for $500,000. Not a bad deal. So in conclusion, what am I trying to say here? It depends what you're looking for. There's no one size fits all answer. Not one is better than the other. I would say definitely if you're a younger family, you're budget conscious, you're looking to cover yourself for a specific period, term life insurance. If you're looking towards estate planning, if you have estate needs, if you know there's gonna be taxes, if maybe you have a disabled child, you're looking to leave something behind to charities, grandchildren, or children, permanent life insurance. If you wanted to use it as an investment, watch that video before you do anything that I linked before here, because it's a very complicated and lengthy discussion. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys are enjoying this content. If you are, all I ask is that you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.